All right, so tonight, guys, we are going to be talking more market structure. For those of you that were on the session on Monday, this is, I would say, the foundation of trading, and it's very important that you do understand structure. Very important that you do understand how to look at the markets. It makes your life a lot simpler, right? I know a lot of traders, well, a lot of individuals that step into the industry of forex that are just guessing, right? They're just clicking buy and sell. That's not what we're here to do. The goal is to actually become a profitable trader, right? And to actually understand what it is that you're doing. You don't want success by accident because it doesn't last long. Okay. You don't want to make money by accident because that doesn't last long, right? Because you know what happens? You lose money by accident as well. And tell you that accident is going to be catastrophic. Yeah. The accident leads to blown accounts. The accident leads to, account wiped out completely. So you don't want to be in that position, okay? You want to actually understand what it is that you are doing, all right? And like I mentioned, every Monday, every Thursday, we are here breaking down this information to you, right? Helping you understand how to look at these markets. So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to grab a notepad, grab a pen, and get something to take notes with, smartphone, tablet, PC, something, all right? Whatever you're on, block out the noise for probably like the next hour 15, 20, 30 minutes. All right. Um, I want you to block it out. Whoever needs you, they don't need you for the next hour and a half, right? They're gonna live. I'm telling you, I trust and believe they will survive. Okay. So block out the noise. I want you guys to lock in here with me over the next hour and a half as I take you through this information. I'm telling you, if you get it, it's gonna help you significantly. Okay. On so first things first, I want to point you towards the previous sessions, right? That you can go ahead and like watch those sessions and so forth as well. And I post them on my YouTube. Okay, so I want to encourage you to like go ahead. You can take a look at them there and so forth. So that as we build on the information, right, that everything makes sense. Okay, and you're not just plugging into a session, missing a session, then you're lost and so forth. No, no. I want to make sure that you guys actually are following along. Okay, so if you're a beginner, okay, you guys should be able to see my screen in 1 second. Yeah. All right, if you're a beginner, what can you guys see? Yeah, so you guys should be able to see my screen. All right. So if you go on my YouTube, you'll see these videos, for example, here, right? Market Mastery Beginner, this beginner session that we did on Monday. Phenomenal. Yeah, the one at the top right here, it will help you significantly. So plug in, go ahead, watch that. Even if you're not a beginner as well, that video will help you significantly in just understanding the markets, just the breakdown of it all, etc. Like plug into it. Okay, plug in. Actually, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna post it in this chat here for you right now that you can have it and go ahead and watch it afterwards. Okay. I believe it's gonna help you significantly. Anyone who was on that session on Monday that was in the beginner basics room with myself, I know you guys got a significant amount of value for sure. Even if you advance, this is going to help you significantly. Okay, so the link was posted here. So make sure you guys, save it and plug into it at a later time. All right. Cool. So we're gonna be building on that. Tonight, like I mentioned, we're gonna be talking market structure. All right. I want to help you to understand and just get clarity on it all. Yeah. So, um, just to go from Monday and come forward, right? Last session, we spoke about, the way in which the market moves. We spoke about structure within structure, right? We spoke about, of course, uptrends, downtrends, consolidation, the different names, all these different things. Yeah. Today, we are going to cover breaks of structure, right? And pullbacks. Okay, we're gonna cover some breaks of structure and pullbacks, right? And what it actually looks like, how to validate the break of structure and so forth, right? And also, we're gonna get into change of character as well. Okay, so we're gonna talk about break of structure, also known as BOS, right? Also known as BOS, break of structure. We're going to talk about change of character, right? Change of character. And we're also going to talk about some pullbacks. Yeah, we're going to talk about pullbacks. All right. So if you got a notepad, a pen, something to work with, put a done in the chat for me so that I know that we are good and ready to go. Put a done in the chat. So let me know. See you, Sonia. See you, Shakira. See you, Shamara, Nicole, Nikki. Okay, good stuff. All right. Perfect, perfect. Okay. All right, let's go. So here's the structure. All right. And guys, if you need me to like supersize my screen or anything, like just let me know. All right. If I need to zoom in or anything in short, just let me know as well. Okay. All right. So we're talking about the structure. So of course, we know at this point the way that the market moves. We know that the market creates higher highs and higher lows. Okay. The market creates higher highs and the market creates higher lows when we are in an uptrend. Now, guys, please remember that, only here with these lines will it look this perfect. Okay, it's never going to look this perfect. It's going to look, a lot messier and so forth, right? Actually, here's what let's make it a little bit messy. Yeah, make it a little bit messy. So you guys still get familiar with it, okay, and get accustomed to what's going on. So this is what the market is really going to look like. We'll see things like this, you know, market giving us pullbacks, etc. Right? Then we see this, yeah, we might get something looking like that, right? Boom. Okay. This is typically, like what the market may look like. Okay. All right. Cool. Looks a little bit better, right? It's usually what the market may look like. So when we're talking breaks of structure, right? A break of structure is simply where the market goes ahead and takes out previous major highs or major lows. Okay? A major high or a major low. So let's talk about that first. What is a major high, right? So for example, here market moved from low the high, this would be considered to be a major high in the market, right? We're going to put an H for this, okay? This is considered to be a major high in the market. No, don't get confused. If you're a beginner, we know that the market creates higher highs and higher lows, right? We know that, right? But where we're at right now, I want to help you to identify where are the major highs and where are the major lows. So a major high is what we will call external structure, okay? A major high would be called external structure. Major low would also be considered to be external structure. So this would be your major high, and this would be your major low, right? So we're gonna just mark that out real quick, right? Boom, that's your major high. Boom, this is your major low. Anything else in between is considered to be minor structure, right? Anything else in between is considered to be minor structure. So this right in this in here, right? This in here would be considered to be that minor structure. Okay, so and also known as your internal structure. Okay, so this would be considered to be your internal structure. Let me know if you guys are following me. All right, put a follow in the chat. Just let me know you guys are following me. All right, or actually just put AC, AC for all clear. AC all clear. Just let me know as we progress. Okay, good. So this is a major high. This is a major low. Okay, a major high. This is a major low. Now, here's what's very important. Right, the low that breaks the high. Okay, follow me. The low that breaks the high would then be considered to be a major low, right? The low that breaks the high would then be considered to be a major low. So this right here would now be your next major low. Yeah? because this is the law that created the move, boom, to create right here what is called a break of structure, all right? BOS, boom, right? Where price came up and pushed past the previous major high. So this will be considered to be your major low. And now, what would this be considered to be, guys? Let me know in the chat. What would this be? What would this be right here? Correct. Your major high, right? Major high, right? We know it's, yes, it's a higher high as well, right? It is a higher high as well, but this is where I'm taking you guys. I'm taking your mind to this, okay, right now. So this will be considered to be your major high, okay? Perfect. Now this internal structure, once again, okay? This would be internal structure once again. So here, right? This, I mean, is equal, right? It's equal. So we consider then right here to now be our, what is this? What is this right here? What is this? A major law. Why is it your major law? Right? Why is this now considered to be your major law? Let me know. Why is it considered to be your major law? Yeah, like we already testing. All right. I'm helping you immediately understand. Right? Boom. Because it's the law that broke the height, right? It's the law that created the break of structure. Right? Let's see if we got like a different kind of line or anything. No, we don't. All right. Right? So it's the law that created, boom, this break of structure right here. Yeah. So then that's considered to be our major law. So of course, then this is our major high. All right, pretty simple. All right, pretty simple. But I'm going to show you how it's all relevant and so forth at this point, right? So then this is now your major low. All of this right here, this is just internal structure, right? Now I'm sharing this with you because sometimes what can happen is as you look at the market, right? As you look at the market, we start to see, price breaking previous lows and so forth, and we start to get confused and we start to think, okay, well, price is selling, when really and truly it's not, right? All this time, price hasn't changed direction. I mean, yes, it's coming down, but price hasn't changed direction. The trend is still up, right? So you don't get confused by internal structure when the external structure is still intact, right? So like right here, we know here, major low, right here, major high, right here, major low, right here, major high, right here, major low, right? So we know the areas basically that we're looking at, right? We know what it is that has our attention, okay? So we know that everything else, so all of this external structure, this external structure, this external structure, this external structure, all right? Everything else in the middle will be considered to be internal structure, okay? Everybody following? AC in the chat, be all clear. All right, AC in the chat if you're all clear. Okay, good. Now, so that's the first thing to know. We're gonna unpack this, as we go along. Okay. So remember, this is your vertical structure up here, and this is the move that created the vertical structure. So then that will be considered to be our major low. All right. So we delete some lines here, all right, so that we don't get messy and confusing. Okay. I don't know if it's only me, all right, but when you see too much lines on the screen, start to get like, all right, it's too much happening here now. It's too much. All right, so this is, we need this line, yeah. Like I said, this is our vertical structure, right? So now, like, how do we actually validate a break of structure, right? Now, let's make this aspect make sense before we go even further. Because sometimes persons can ask, well, ask me ask this question. Have you guys ever had the question, of, well, price, broke above this particular area, but it wicked. Do we consider that to be a break of structure? Anybody ever had that question? Right? Like, was that a break, or was that just what we will call a liquidity grab? Like, what would that be? Anybody ever ask themselves that? Let me know. Or was it just me at the beginning? Right? It just wicked above it. It didn't actually go far above it. Like, is it a break of structure? I don't know. Right? Talk to me in the chat. Anybody ever had that question? You guys want to be shamed? No. Right? You guys want to be shamed? No. At the beginning, like, I mean, to this day, people sometimes you question it, right? Sometimes you question it. You're like, is it a brick, a structure? Like. All right, so let me show you. All right, I certainly have. Okay, awesome, right? Prophetic honesty, talk to me, right? So let me show you here now. For example, right, if we have, for example, right, price coming up, yeah, this is our high, okay, and then we have the market doing something like this. So follow me here with the creativity, right? I don't want to use the chart as yet. So we're gonna draw some boxes and so forth, right? You guys know how it goes. Okay. We're gonna draw some boxes and we're gonna make this nice. All right. Cool. So you got something like this, right? This is my bullish candle, guys. All right. You guys following, okay? This is my bullish candle closing above, right? Closing above this high. Yeah, clean, right? Right? Closing above this high. This will be considered to be a break of structure. Okay, you want a candle closure above the previous high, above the previous major high. Okay, this will be considered to be a break of structure. Okay, this will be considered to be a break of structure. Now, if you got this, right, where the market did like this, yeah, and left a wick behind, yeah, this is not considered to be a break of structure. Okay, the market left a shadow behind. The market just wick and left that type of candlestick pattern behind. That is not considered to be a break of structure. Okay, so that is invalid. Okay, that is invalid. Everybody following? All right, so this is your valid break. Okay, this, where did it go? This would be an invalid break. All right, this would be an invalid break. No, no, let me show you this. All right, let me show you this. If the next candle does like this, no. And let's say you have a wick. Let's say you have a wick now that forms that is higher than this candle. Yeah, that is higher than this candle. So like price went there and so forth, and it's higher than this candle. That is considered to be a break of structure, right? This would be considered to be a break of structure. Everybody following? Right? Anybody lost? Anybody got lost there just now? Right? This would be considered to be a break of structure. So the first candle wick came back in. Next candle did the same thing, but it traded higher than this candle. That would be considered to be a break of structure. Let me see. You guys still tracking? All right, we gonna quiet now. You guys know I let your response because I want to know you following. I hope you're taking notes. Right? I hope that's what it means that you're taking notes. Yeah. But talk to me in the chat. Let me know. All right. Otherwise, I'm gonna stick. I'll wait for a response because I want to know that you clear, or if we processing. Do you need me to repeat? Do you need me to go over that again? There. All right. Let me know. Okay. Good. Appreciate that. All right. Because I know sometimes person be like, I want to know what you say again, but I don't want to be that person that asks. All right. So if price trades above this area and leaves away like this is invalid. This is not a valid market structure. Okay. This is not a valid break of structure. If the next candle pops up, and let's say, for example, price traded up like this, boom, went higher than the previous candle, than this previous candle right here. For whatever reason, it came back down and left the wick, right? But it traded higher. This would be considered to be a valid break of structure. Okay, that would consider to be a valid break of structure. It's traded higher than that previous candle. Yes, it left the wick, right? But we went much higher than the previous candle. It will be considered to be a break of structure. Okay, we all clear? Are we all clear? All right, cool. So that's one. Well, two. Next thing, right? If you have this happen where price boom traded above, right? And then the next candle, like we came back down, like within this area, right? So like maybe now this was a right, like maybe now this was a sell candle, okay? Maybe this was a sell candle and price traded back down within this area. Would this be considered to be a break of structure? Yes. All right. Yes. Price traded closed above. It's a valid break of structure. All right. No. What's important, all right? What's important is the time frame that you're also looking at. I would say, if you're looking for a break of structure, like minimum, look at it on like a 15-minute break. Yeah. Look, if you're looking for a break, look for a 15-minute candle closure. It gives you enough pips above, etc. Look for a 15-minute candle closure to determine whether you got a break of structure or not. Okay. Are we all good? Everybody all clear so far? Right? Because remember this, a break of structure tells you that price is continuing in a particular direction, right? That price is going to continue in a particular direction, right? So we want to know those things. We want to see the market creating higher highs and the market creating higher lows. Now, guys, of course, this would just be the flip on the sell side. Okay, this will be the flip for the sell, right? I just want to get you through this so that you understand, so that it's clear, so that it makes sense. Okay, so this we want to know, we want to be able to tell exactly when and where the price actually breaks structure. Okay, so that's one, right? No, all right. Let's delete this. So we understand break structure, right? So I'm gonna show you I show you from the cell perspective, right? Yeah, show you from a cell perspective. Same thing, ready and truly guys, right? Whereas we have, price coming down, all right? Market, does what the market does. Yeah. And boom, we make a lower low, all right? All right. Yeah. All right. So same thing, all right? We know that all of this right here, right? We know that all of this right here is considered to be internal structure, right? All of this is your internal structure. Okay, all of this is your internal structure in the market, all right? And then of course, this is your external structure. This is your major low. This is your major high. This is your major low. And this is your major high. All right. This is your major low right here. Boom. And this is your major high. All right. Everybody still tracking? All right. I know sometimes when we flip the chart, things could start to look a little different. Maybe it's only me, right? But sometimes we see things more on a sell perspective than I see them on a buy perspective, right? It happens, okay? But it's the same thing, right? So this is our external structure here, right? Boom, boom. All this is external structure. Anything within is your internal structure. All right, cool. Now, we got that. We understand that. Everybody's clear on that. All right. Now, here's what is important. Yeah. The difference between the market just pulling back and the market um, actually giving us what we would call a change of character, right? So, break of structure shows you basically continuation of a trend. A change of character is your first indication of a trend reversal. When you get to write that down, all right? It is your first indication. It's not your first confirmation. It's your first indication of a trend reversal. All right. It's your first indication of a trend reversal. Yeah. That's what that's the change of character. And I'm gonna give you an example of it and show you so that you don't get like tricked in the market. Okay. You don't get fooled in these markets. Okay. Example. All right. So say we have price going up like this, and we have the market coming down. Boom. All right. Do like this, and we come like this. All right. And then we break and go up like this. All right. Let's make this a little bit higher. Boom. Right. And then we break and go up like this here. Boom. Right. Persons will ask, and I usually get the question when they do, one-on-one sessions and stuff. Well, okay, isn't this the low that brought the high? Technically, no. This is the low that created the move. This is the low that broke the high. So this that we went through, similar to here, this is your major low, all right? Not here, this is your major low. So for example, if you get this happen, yeah, if you get this happen, right? Boom, and price traded below this area. Is this a change of character? Talk to me in the chat. Is this a change of character? Do you say, whoops, time to sell, right? When the market, when the market pulls back here, then we should get in for a sell, right? To take this to the downside, right? Because price didn't respect this area, it broke off that area, so we should be looking for a pullback to sell. All right, is that correct? Should we be doing that? Should we be doing that? Should we be, setting up now for a sell? No, absolutely not. Why? Because that is internal structure, right? That is internal structure right here. This is just internal structure. This is not your indication that price is about to shift. Okay? This is just internal structure for us to get, right? So erase this out of your mind, right? Erase this out of your mind. Yeah. So for us to say that price is changing the trend, we need to see, remember, we need to see price break our major low. This is our external structure. Anything else, right? This is just literally, this is just an upward move. This is just, we went through it on Monday. Remember, we have the impulse, we have the correction, we have the continuation, right? Or the impulsive move again, right? This entire move is your impulsive move, okay? This is not your impulse. Your correction here, right? This entire thing becomes your impulse. Why? Because this is just internal structure. We need price to break external structure for us to say, okay, well, this is where now we are getting our change of character, right? This is where we get our change of character, right? I mean, like, think about it like this, right? Because sometimes we could get caught up in like the wording and it may sound complex and so forth. It's like, all right, what is a change of character? Think about it like this, right? It's like it's like somebody is schizophrenic, right? Yeah, that was a bad example. That was the one thing that comes to my mind, right? It's like you up one time, you know what I mean? You bullish one time, and then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you switch up on me, boy. Your character coming to question now. It's like your character change, right? So now it's like, all right, I see a different side of you now at this point, right? That's what the change in character is. It's like, okay, you show me something different now, right? You show me something different, right? Anybody ever get into a relationship, right? And at the beginning, it was like, yeah, boy, you give me all the right signs, everything was phenomenal, right? And then you see that red flag pop up. It's like, man, it's like how I see it, right? It's like this, right? And the head to stick out, right? And come back in. Right? The head to stick out and pop back in. It's be like, oh, that's what he was hiding. It's like, oh, all right, no, no, I see the real person here now. Right? That is the change of character. I hope you guys remember that for the rest of your life, right? I hope you remember that for the rest of your life. That is the change of character right there. It's like the head sticks out. It's like, oh, oh, oh. You thought you could trick me, right? We thought we was going up, right? We thought we was still in the uptrend, but I see that change of character. So that change of character is my indication. So now here's the thing, right? Sometimes you can see that head pop out and it might be a mistake. You know what I mean? That's the truth. It might be a mistake. It may not be a character change, right? It might be a mistake. Yeah. So sometimes it can be, yeah, changing character, right? But every time that don't mean, all right, yeah, trend is about to shift, right? That's it. And it don't mean that this person about to switch up on you. Not every time. Most times, right? But not every time, right? Oh, you remember that. All right. So the same thing for trading. Yeah, same thing. All right. So this is your first indication, not your first confirmation, your first indication. So ladies on the call, all right. If you're a lady on the call, say I. All right, put an I in the chat real quick. Real quick. I'm talking to y'all. Let me see. Let me see how much ladies on the call. All right. Let me start. Men are representing for y'all here real quick. All right. So, but I need to chat real fast, real fast, real fast. Indulge me, guys. Talk to me. All right, help you all learn. All right, we make this fun and interesting. Okay, good. Ladies, listen. As soon as you see that, I know you all say, my red flag. You know what I mean? Every time in a red flag, sometimes what I will say is pay attention to it. All right, pay attention to it, but not every time it is a red flag. Okay, nobody is perfect. No trade is perfect. We're talking about trading, guys, right? We're talking about trading. No trade is perfect. So yeah, you may see price give you that change in character, the head stick out, right? And then, for example, you know, sometimes it's pink and becomes a right later. Ah, it's true, right? All right, so focus. So price push past this area, give you the change of character, and then the market, that's the first, remember, so that's the first indication that the market pulls back up, right? And then we get that continuation to the downside, right? So change of character is your first indication of a trend reversal, okay? Your first indication of a trend reversal, right? Now, what would be your second confirmation, right? What would be your second confirmation? Anybody? Talk to me. What would be your second confirmation here, right? What would be your second confirmation? So we got the first indication here. What was my second confirmation? What's going to confirm for me that price is going to go down? Don't overthink it. Use what we spoke about here. All right? Use what we spoke about here. Yes, a lower high, yes, but talk to me. Use what we spoke about here. Okay. So would that be your first second confirmation? All right. Let me know, let me know. Would it be your second confirmation? Create a lower low. Okay, everything to see what everybody says. Okay, waiting for more engulfing candle. Automate. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. We're talking structure. Don't go deeper. Right? Keep it simple. Keep it simple. All right, so that's all the responses again. Okay, cool. So your second indication, yes, would be that breaker structure, right? Your second indication would be that breaker structure. But when you watch this, right, what it's really looking for is you just need price to hold below the external structure, right? When I say below, what I mean is, remember here, remember this is your external structure. This is your major height, okay? This was your major low. Price gave you a break below that. We got our change of character. Perfect. Market came back up. Once price does not trade above this, because I know what can happen is that we may see, right? Let me give you more examples. Keep this as realistic as possible, right? We may see things like this. All right, we see things like this, and this real life scenarios here now with charts. Yeah, maybe you see price coming down, like this, boom, bam, we broke below, right? Then we get a pullback here starting to happen. Yeah, you see price coming back up, right? And you know what we say? We say, you know what? Listen, price broke this high. Our price broke this high. Right? Our price broke this high. So you know what? We're gonna continue to go up. Right? That's what we said. Yeah? That's what we said. But truthfully, remember, why is that incorrect, guys? Right? I'm asking you questions along the way because I want you to put this together as we go along. Right? Why would that be incorrect? Because it's internal noise, right? It's internal structure. This is you just breaking internal structure. So you can't say, well, like, yeah, we're gonna go up, etc. We're gonna shift and go up because it's just internal structure that's being broken here at this point, right? That's the truth. Yeah, it's valid for short-term buys. Yeah, it will be valid for short-term buys, but unless the price breaks this point here, right? Unless price breaks this point, assume that we're gonna go down. Okay, assume that we're gonna go down. Okay, so it's valid. It's valid still, right? To have the perspective that price is going to short, price is going to sell. Yeah, it's valid to have that perspective that price is going to sell. Why? Because we are just breaking internal structure here. Price gave us the change of character, so we are expecting, like the bias, my bias will be more on the sell side than it would be on the buy side. Any buys will be short term. Okay, and we will get into everything else, at a later time, right? Any bias will be short term, right? But the bias will be sells. Everybody follow? AC in the chat if you're following me, right? AC in the chat if you're following. So that next confirmation, yes, the market structure, but once price falls below the major high, right? Yeah, we be looking to push down. So that's when people get into things though, like candlestick rejection or engulfing candles, like Victor said, to the downside, etc. Like other confirmations before the actual word comes. So we're not late to the party. You know what I mean? Right? So you're not late to the party. So like here, for sure, no, you got that break. All right. Now you got that break of structure at this point when price broke past. Okay. All right, good. So glad to see you guys following. I hope that this has become very, very clear for you. Right. Now, of course, the same thing on the sell side. Right. So, for example, we know that we have price coming down, right? Market pushing down, etc. Here. Yeah. And price was coming back up. Right. Price was coming back up. We brought past that area right here. Right. We brought past this area right here. So what is this, guys? What is this right here? What is that? Let me see you paying attention. We broke past right here. Let's see. Are we waiting for you? Everybody quiet. Everybody quiet. Okay. It's a change in character. It's a change of character, guys. That was a trick. All right. I was tricking you at this point. Let me see. All right. Is this a change of character? No, it is not. It is not a break of structure either, guys. Price, remember, this is internal structure right here. Right? This is internal structure. This is your major high. Look how y'all get trapped. Look how y'all just get trapped there. All right? That is your major high. We just have price just break past right here. All right? Right here. Okay? Price didn't break the major high. No, I didn't. I did not say price exceeded the major high. I said price broke past here. Y'all said it exceeded the major high. Right? If price breaks past this point right here, it is not, that is not your chain of character. Yeah? Market would have to trade up, right? Market would have to trade up above this point here, guys, which is your major high, okay? And then be considered, right? Now this is your change of character. Don't forget, right? Always remember, you're looking for external structure to be broken. Anytime you see internal structure broken, right? That's we still sell side. Okay? Like you got unless you get that external structure broken, you're not looking to shift. Okay? Still sell side. Yeah? So you making sense? Everybody follow? Yeah, I just trap you all there and everybody fall for the trap. Don't fall for the trap. That's how the market is inducive. All right? Market is drawing in. Yeah, whoops. The break internal structure, change the character, right? You want your major high broken. Okay? Major highs, major highs to be broken. Everybody following? Let me know. Don't go to sleep on me now. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Everybody up. Talk to me. I got me. I got me to the camera. Wake up. Talk, talk to me. Okay, cool. All right, just making sure we up and alert, right? Wrapping up shortly. Yeah. We can't even last 45 minutes properly. Come, let's go. Let's go. We here. I'm hungry. Don't worry. I'm hungry too. All right. But we're gonna get this and you're gonna forever eat. All right. That's got it. Good. It's a bit confusing, but eventually we'll get it. Yeah, just repetition, 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 repetition. All right, repetition. That's how you gotta see it. It's major high, major lows. There's internal structure, external structure. See it like this, right? In your house, there's a high, right? There's the ceiling and there's the floor. The ceiling is your major height. The floor is your major low. Unless you drop through the floor, right? You're not going, it's like nothing ain't really changing. And unless you push through the ceiling, nothing ain't changing, right? So you want to make sure that it's not just, like what else could be inside your house? You don't want to make sure you're not just going above the table, right? And expecting that to be considered, okay, well, good. That means I'm about to go, through the roof. Yeah. You want to break past the roof, break past the roof, or break past the floor. All right. Your major high and your major low. Keep it simple. Okay. Keep it simple. Yeah. Once you get the breaking of a major high, okay, like I'm gonna just keep it simple now, minus all this. Simple stuff, no. No. It's like low, high, right? Low, high. Okay? This is your major low. This is your major high. This is your major low. All right? All right, if you put it like this. So this is your major low. Why is your major low? Because this low broke this high. Okay. Uh, this is your major high. This is your major low. Why? Because this low broke this high. Now, if price pushes past this low, boom, that's our first indication that the market is looking to shift. Okay, that's our first indication that the market is looking to shift. Once price don't trade back above this area, this height here, we know we are looking to go down. Boom. And then that's when we get a breakout structure to the downside. And that's how we are able to identify a shift in the market, a reversal happening within the markets. Am I making sense? All right. I'm not if I'm making sense. Yeah, we're gonna get to the chart eventually. Don't worry. All right. Chart work won't come shortly. Right. But you gotta understand the principle first. Right. And everybody's want to get the chart fast. No, no. Understand the principle. Once you understand the principle, and when you put it on the chart, you already have an understanding of the principle that you can apply onto the chart. Right. So it's like I'm giving you the blueprint before you actually start to build the house. Get the blueprint first. All right. Get the blueprint. Once you got the blueprint, then we go to actually laying bricks and so forth. You know what it is that we're doing. We're not laying bricks and trying to figure it out, on the fly. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, let's know exactly what it is that we're doing first. Let's map it out. Right? Let's get all the measurements right. Yeah, and then let's start to lay bricks. Okay? Good. Everybody make sense? Okay, awesome. So it's always on the fourth set. The fourth set of what? Don't complicate it. All right, don't complicate it. There's no fourth set, five set, six set. There ain't none of that. All right, because I don't know what you mean for the fourth set. All right, to be honest. All right, but don't complicate it. Don't complicate. Like look for structure breaks. Okay, look for structure breaks. All right. Okay, cool. All right, structure breaks. All right, good. Cool. Because a lot of things that happen, like we start to create them in our own minds, right? And what I mean is, a person would say, on the fourth top, market broke through, or the fifth top, or prices touch here two times, three times, so on the third time or the fourth time, it's gonna drop through. No, no, no. Don't take all that out of your mind. That is man-made, all right? Now that's just us trying to create some type of pattern and so forth. Like it all got falling on those rules, right? So just get the principle, and we're gonna be all good. All right. All right. So once we got this, no, let's take this to the chart, right? We're gonna find specific things at this time, right? But we're gonna just go to an area, right? And make it make sense. All right. This is actually a good example. All right. Okay. All right. This is actually a pretty good example. All right. I should just use a higher time frame structure. We're going to use higher time frame so that we get this. All right. Yeah, what am I looking for? All right. So we're looking for literally what we, all right. So literally what we just went through. All right. So external, internal structure, right? I want you guys to tell me. Okay. All right. So let's go. So here, this would be considered to be your height. Okay, so this is your external structure. It's considered to be your height. And this right here, this would be considered to be your low. Okay, so this is your height, this is your low, right? Now this is your, right? This would be considered to be your major, so this would be a major high. So this is a major high, this is a major low. This would be your major high as well. All right, so we map it out. Okay, just get familiar. So it's this here. Okay, this was the basically this area here. This was the highest point. Okay, then we had price, boom, break below right here, right? It came all the way down. Yeah. So we have price break below this area. Okay. Now, same thing, right? So same thing that we just mentioned. Zoom in for you. All right. Same thing that we just mentioned. So we have price, boom. This created your low. This is the major high. All of this, internal structure. Yeah. All of this is internal structure here. Okay. All this is internal structure. All right. The price came back up. Boom. Right. Price straight up. Okay. Still didn't break the high. Okay. Still didn't break this high. So this is still intact. So we still for the downtrend. Okay. We still for the downtrend. Price pull back. Yeah. Again, this internal structure. Price pushed up again. All right. We still below this high. So we still 40 sells. Okay. You're still looking to sell in the market. All right. Then price sold again. Boom. We got another break, a structure here, right? It's on the daily time frame, right? So don't worry, we're gonna show you different time frames. Just again, grasp the concept on the chart. Because remember, every time frame basically is the same thing, all right? In terms of structure. Grasp the structure, you're gonna be good. All right? Grasp the principle, you're gonna be good. So here we see, for example, the whole price broke this low. Okay, this is the high that created the low. Yeah, this is the high that created the low. This is what started the move. This is our external structure. Everybody following? All right, this is our external structure. Yeah, this is our external structure. So we know here, boom, this is your high. This is your major high still. Right? It's crazy to me that as I'm saying this out loud and teaching you guys this out loud, like some more stuff going off in my mind. It's crazy sometimes when you teach things over, right? Like, yeah, like Grace said, like one moment, right? There's some stuff here going off in my mind, like, bro, crazy. All right. Anyway, so we got here once again. Look, so Larry, what we made through, right? We got brace the structure, okay? We got brace the structure. So boom, BOS, boom, BOS. All right. You see where the breaks are? Okay. So this became our major low here, major low, all right? Yeah. And then price, boom, broke this. You got to break a structure. Boom, this became our new major low. Okay. Price came back up. It did not break this high. So we're still looking for sells. Although, yeah, we broke past this area and so forth, we're still downtrending. We still because this is internal, right? This is internal structure. Always remember that this is internal structure. Okay. So price came back up here, right? Didn't break that high. Boom. What is this? It's another major high. Why is it a major high? Because it broke the major low. Right? It broke the major low. So you see here, for example, now boom, market came down. Pretty lower, we got to break a structure here. Right? Once again, boom, price up below, another break of structure. Oh my goodness. Right? Another break of structure. Everybody following? All right, everybody following? I want to know you guys following. Talk to me in the chat. Yeah? Talk to me in the chat. Talk to me in the chat. Let me know if you guys following what's going on. Okay, good. All right, so now you're seeing it on the chart, same way. You got the principle. You understand what's happening, right? You got the principle. So now here is that, all right, boom, this is our major low, right? Once again, major low here, right? Price came down, and we broke structure here, right? Like we created equal lows at this point, and price broke structure at this point here. Boom, this became new major low, new major high, sorry, all right? So now this major low, this major high, all right? Following, following, be clear? Clear as glass now? All right. So now, so let's see if we get a shift or anything in the market. All right. So this is our major high. This is our major high. All right. Here, this is our major low. So this is the high, boom, corrected the low. Yeah. Did we break above? Did we? No, we didn't. So we got a wick above here. Boom, price came right back in. So we didn't get a break here. And if here, nope. All right. So I don't see any breaks. All right. We got some equal highs that you guys mentioned, right? And price. So yeah, so we still selling, all right, because we didn't get any breaks above. We're still looking for the sells, still looking for the sells, still looking for the sells. All right, we see price went into some consolidation here. Didn't take the low, all right, so we didn't get a break of structure. We still here sideways, 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 sideways. So a lot of internal structure here, like going on at this point, all right? So small time frames, we seeing, like small lower, like lows here being broken, all right? Here, price break this low, came back up, break this low here, come back up, break this low here, all right, and so on and so forth. So all this internal structure, okay? So we know the areas that we're looking at. So watch this, all right? We know the area that we're looking at. Boom. So we know this external structure. Everything in here, internal. Consolidate mad. Oh, it's crazy, all right? So look here, price came to this point, boom. Oh, I got this trade, boy. This could be a really good trade. Alright. Got message Shaki. This Shaki, boy, you got look at AZD USD, boy. This could be an interesting trade, right? Because price ain't take that low yet, right? Price ain't take this low yet up to no. And price did take this high. We just consolidated, but we at this low right now. All right, but we consolidating, so a bunch of internal structure. It's crazy, right? So you're looking for breaks and so forth below, right? We got a wick below, market came right back in, right? So you follow what's going on, right? Just let me know you guys follow. Let me know if that's clear. Yeah, let me know if it's making sense. Okay, okay, good. All right, so now what I'm gonna do, all right, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go to a smaller time frame, all right? Go to a small time frame. But right? But this is very important, especially like I said, now that you guys got the understanding of this, now you know like the overall structure, and you know that anything in between is internal structure that you're trading, right? Anything in between is internal structure that you're trading. So it's like, okay, if we're in a downtrend in the market, then cool. My best bet is as much as possible, let me look for the sells. Let me look for where it could sell, right? So if I got priced like this, give me a major high. I know the major high is up here. I know this is the major low, right? A price where it's below. Then when the market started to pull back up, I'm looking for sells, right? I'm looking for sells. Why? Because the market should push back down. We had a break of structure, right? So it should be looking for sells. So if it breaks below, it's the break of structure, and above is a change of character? No. So, oh, you mean in this scenario? Yes. Yes. So in a sell market, right? In a downtrend market, if it breaks below, it's a break of structure. And if it breaks above, then it's a change of character, right? If you are buying, then it's a flip. So if it breaks above, it's a break of structure. If it breaks below, then it's a change of character until it confirms. So for example, um, For example, yeah, you're most welcome. All right. So for example, so that's a good question. All right. That's a good question. So here, where we had market come up, boom, then it came down, boom, up, down. If price did like this, right? I brought past this area here, then this, right? This break would then be considered to be your change of character. All right. And that's where no, in your mind, you're no looking okay. No, we're looking for buys in this market, right? No, we're looking for buys. So if this was a break and this happened, boom, market pull back down here, right? No, you're looking to see, all right, yeah, let me look for buys. Yeah, let me look for buys because I'm looking for this to do like this. All right, look for this to trade above. So like as it stands right now, really and truly, pricing break the low. Like pricing break the low. So like this has a lot of like potential, right? Because we ain't got to change the character yet, right? We ain't got to change the character yet, but the potential for this to buy is really there, right? It's got a lot of upside potential. This could be very interesting, right? So that's just something to know, right? Just based on where you're at, unless obviously price comes down and breaks below. You know what I mean? Right? But that's just something to know, right? So as you are looking at your charts and so forth, now you say, okay, cool. I see what's going on here, right? So what's going on here? All right. So yeah. So everybody is clear. I think I give you guys enough for one session. I know at this point, you're probably about an hour in, so I don't want to keep you much longer, right? But I hope that you guys, continue to attend the sessions, right? So that we can build on this, all right? So we can build on it, and we could go into probably like do this on a smaller time frame. We go into pullbacks and so forth, and really help you guys to like get more clarity and get just be able to do this thing for real, right? But if you guys got value, put some fire in the chat, put a fight, put something in the chat, just let me know like, yeah, I understand something I learned, something to like, even if you are more advanced, it's okay, something clicked for me, something, right? Let me know if things made sense, all right? Then we got some more advanced persons on the call as well. So I hope that this, helped you guys significantly tonight. A lot of clarity, perfect, good stuff. All right, this was eye-opening. Glad to hear that. Perfect, 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 perfect. I didn't fall asleep. Teresa, you up tonight? Teresa, you up tonight? Join later, but it was good. Click. Okay, awesome. So I am going to put this up, right? It was valuable, perfect. I'm gonna put this up so you guys can look out for it. Like, you can just turn on like your notification or something. Like if you go on my Instagram, subscribe to it so that you get like a notification when they post the video. All right. As much as possible, try to put them inside of the live education chat, that you guys could go in and learn and so forth. Sometimes I forget. All right. Yeah, glad to hear that everyone got value from it. Next Monday, we are back for sure, right? I probably may have the beginner room again on Monday. So yeah, we're gonna continue this, in that room as well, right? So with that being said, um, let me see. Here ends this call.